Hi, my name is Gontse Keetse and I'm 18 years old, studying at TUT Arts Campus, and I'm doing my first year. I live in Kempton Park West, Terania. I live with my mom, my older sister, my twin older brothers, and my late aunt's children. My parents are divorced, so I don't live with my dad. 2017, I was diagnosed with bone cancer. I was in grade 10. I had no idea what was going on. But before all of that, I was misdiagnosed twice. Firstly, when this whole thing started, I think it was after athletics at school, because I was a very sporty person. So I thought maybe I got injured during the course of athletics, and I ignored everything, and I just told myself that, okay, I'm gonna get better, because I was not really the type of person to get sick or anything weird going on with my body or whatever. So when things started escalating, I decided that I'm gonna go to the clinic and check out what was the problem. So the first doctor told me that my blood clotted, so they had to inject me around my joints and suck out all the blood. And then I went for x-rays, and the doctor realized that this is something huge, so I need to go to the hospital. And I was referred to a very private hospital here in Kempton Park. And when I got there, the second doctor told me that I have septic arthritis. So I was already exhausted at this point, because I really wanted to get over and done with everything, because I had an arts competition that I had to focus on, and it was just a lot going on. I went through surgeries trying to remove all the arthritis, and yes, I managed to remove a few things, but it was not getting better. But then this was around the time where I had to go for my competition. I went, and when I got back, I remember I was sleeping on the couch at home, and there was no one at home, and I wanted to go to the toilet. So as I got up, I couldn't feel both my legs, so I fell to the ground. And at that point, I was just so scared. I did not know what was going on. I called my mom. I asked her to please call the ambulance, because this is what happened, and I'm getting nervous. I don't know what to do. I'm alone. My brothers were not there. My older sister was not there. No one was home. So the ambulance came, and it was weird because they've been asking me questions inside the ambulance, and I did not know how to answer them, because at this point I'm very frustrated and I was so anxious. I did not know what to do. I did not know what was going on. And then when we got to the hospital, luckily both my parents were already there before me, and they just filled in whatever documents they had to fill in. And from then I was inside the hospital. I got another doctor this time, and this doctor decided that we're gonna take a piece of a bone and skin, and we're gonna send it to the laboratory, and from then we'll take it from there. So at this point, I'm still tired. I don't even know what was going on. I was still confused. I just thought maybe, okay, is this like what I have to go through now? I'm finally getting to like that stage of like, yeah, I'm 16 now, I want to do this and that and that. And unfortunately, I couldn't do whatever I wanted to do that year, because later on, I found out that I have bone cancer, and from there, I just thought, that's the end. I am going to die. I thought it was a bit unfair that I had to go through that. I did kind of question God why I had to do that, which was very wrong. But at that point, I just felt like, okay, I haven't lived my life. I haven't been where I want to be. Whatever I was pursuing is just for nothing, because now I'm diagnosed with cancer and I might just die. So I was told at the hospital that I have to move from RVAP Hospital to Netcare Hospital, which is in Pretoria, because there's no oncology for kids in RVAP. I was only 16, I was not 18, so I had no choice but to go to Pretoria. And I was away from my family, but at least I had my dad around because my dad lives in Pretoria. So I had to start with my treatment. I had to go through chemotherapy for 6 months, and to be honest, that was not easy at all. Before I started with the treatment, I remember everyone at home just really hiding their feelings about the whole thing that I was going through, because I don't know, they didn't want to make me feel like weird, I don't know. But then I could see through them because they were very transparent. So I just felt like, you know what, it's okay. Let me just at least try go through this so that, you know, my family doesn't also end up feeling like I'm going to die as well, or they're gonna lose me. So I just decided to go through whatever they asked me to go through at the hospital. And then the day I started with treatment, I had to be at the hospital around 4 a.m. because I had to get something that was like around my chest area. It's called a port. So with that port, that is how I was gonna get my treatment. It's like getting a drip, but not having to look for a vein every time I come for treatment. It was just right here. All they had to do was just push in something, and then I'll receive my treatment. And then, yes, that's when I started my whole treatment. It was very weird. I didn't understand what was going on. I was too drugged by the whole treatment and medication. I couldn't even stand up. Chemotherapy, there are like 2 treatments. There's like the Red Devil, and then there's the easy one. So the Red Devil is the one that makes people puke and sick, and that's how I started losing weight, because I lost a lot of weight because of chemotherapy. I lost a lot of weight, and yeah, I lost my hair as well. My immune system became very, very weak. I was not allowed to go to school because of my immune system, also because I had no strength. I was very thin. I didn't eat a lot because every time I'd eat, I'd vomit. So that's what happened. And I missed out on a lot of schoolwork. At some point, I thought maybe I was gonna fail, and I didn't, thank God, because I just felt like, I told myself that I cannot allow this to stop me from where I want to go. But there came a time where I just felt like I want to give up, because it was really hard. Emotionally, it was draining because I was young. I didn't even understand what was going on at that point in time. I remember I told my mom that I can't take it anymore, and if God wants to take my life, He can do it, because I'm tired. And I was just ready to give up, because it was not easy. It was not easy for me, it was not easy for my entire family, but mostly for me, because I had to go through all of that in order for me to survive. So I managed to get through the 6 months of chemotherapy, and I had to go back to the hospital in Pretoria, and From then we had to find out what I had to do, what is my way going forward. We got there and the doctors told me that there are two options. It's either I amputate my leg or I get a knee replacement. But in my case, I had to amputate my leg because my knee was just very bad. It was swelling and swelling and swelling. As much as the cancer cells were getting killed, the knee itself was not getting better. So we decided that we're gonna take the risk and get a knee replacement. So November the 14th, 2017, this was the time where I had to go get my knee replacement. I was so scared. I was so afraid because I thought that, will I look weird after getting a knee replacement? How will my leg look? Would it look better? I thought maybe it will be botched vibes from E-News, but after getting my knee replacement, I didn't even know how my knee looks because it was covered in bandages, and I had everything around my leg area, and I was in ICU. It was so painful because when I woke up after coming out of surgery, I started crying because at this point I could feel the pain. Yeah, it was just really painful. I was always sleeping because of the medication I had to get, because it was really bad. The pain was just too much for someone to handle. I couldn't handle it, so yeah. They kinda, at the hospital, I didn't even want to move. So they told me that if I want to go back to my ward, I will have to learn how to walk with this knee replacement. So I had to force myself and learn how to walk. It was like being a baby again, but at this time it was just really painful because when I put my foot down, my entire leg will start wobbling around because it's still new. Just learning how to walk again was just really hard this time. And then I managed to at least walk a few steps, and they moved me back to my ward. And I started getting nervous and very emotional at this point because not only did I have to now go through the whole walking process, but also I was a school kid and I didn't want to fail. So it was just hard. Also, I lost a lot of friends during that year because it was just hard. I don't know, people just felt like they couldn't handle whatever I was going through, which didn't make sense because I was going through it. And how are they not able to handle it if I'm the one with the disease or whatever? So it was just really bad for me. But yeah, I got over it and I just decided that I'm gonna learn from the hospital, and whatever I can do, I will do it in order for me to go to the next grade. And thank God I did. And my legs started getting better. I started walking with crutches, and from then I got a leg brace. From then I got a smaller leg brace and I used one crutch, and from then I was able to walk without using anything. I had to go back for chemotherapy again to make sure that all the cancer cells are completely gone. And I went for 1 week, and in the following week I decided that I'm gonna stop chemotherapy because I felt like I didn't give God a chance to heal me, because all I've been doing was just listening to what the doctors have to say. So I prayed about it, I spoke to my parents about it, and it was a very hard decision to make, also because my faith was being tested a lot. So it was really hard for me to be confident about the decision, but I was like, it's not my time to die. God has so many things that he has to do in my life. So I just felt like this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go and get alternative medicine, and that's how I'm gonna get through it. Also get healed through my faith. And that's exactly what I did. I started taking alternative medicine religiously. I started realizing a lot of struggles in terms of my legs becoming uneven, and through that I started getting muscle spasms on my spine. But looking at the bigger picture, I am still strong, I'm still going on, and the greatest is that I am cancer free. So I would like to encourage someone who's going through the same thing that you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. And that Hebrews 11 verse 1, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. So if you do have faith, you can get through it. Hi, I'm Gontse Keetse, and I have been through the most.